from Czestochowa, a city in southern Poland on the Warta River with 214,342 inhabitants, making it the 13th largest city in Poland, situated in the Silesian Volvo dealership. I think is how that's pronounced. We are here today with day number 2, group number B. I can't really. This is a B, right? Group number B, letter B, of the StarCraft Evolution League Fall Championship 2024. I'm, of course, your host, Yaku of the Zaku. With me today is El de Belli, que ha completado muchos Final Fantasy dailies. Like, _VIP. How we doing, Light?
What's up, Yaku? What's up? It's great to be back. I do apologize for those in the chat as well, as we are going live a little bit late, so I do apologize. But regardless, the show must go on. We are still here, we are live, and we are looking and ready to jump into our next group, Group B.
Yeah, the group of, well, not really the group of death, but the group of...
Veg.
Not even the group of Protoss either. I thought we would have a theme here, but apparently not. We have 2 Protoss players, 1 Terran player, 1 Zerg player.
2 Zerg players, 1 Protoss and 1 Terran.
2 Zerg players, 1 Protoss player, 1. Look, they're the same thing in the end. Think about it. All you non-Terran players, you look the same to me.
True. But yes, as you say, we switch our scenes over and have a look at the group itself. We have our first series. We have Classic versus Rumeith in the first best of 3, and likewise we have Quanta versus Wayne in the second matchup of the night. So we have these 2. So we have these 4 players, and 2 of them will advance on, 2 of them will not.
Yeah, and look, coming into this group, looking at it, I feel like we can make a couple of predictions. Obviously, there are some heavy favorites coming in here, but honestly, after yesterday, after seeing the performance of Mana and Kiwian, I'm ready to be surprised. I'm fully expecting Classic to make it out of this group, and obviously I have some pretty high expectations for Quanta as well, but after yesterday, I think that Wayne and Rumeith are... I'm ready for some surprises from them, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, we cannot count them out. I mean, if there's going to be obviously a big question mark around Wayne, you know, how good is his SC Evo? Has he been practicing? Has he been playing? How much time has he been investing into it? And we will soon be answering those questions. Rumeith, of course, has been grinding this game mode. He has been very active in the online tournament scene, but he is up against some bigger and bigger names, so it's not going to be easy for him either, especially in the first matchup, especially in the ZvP.
Oh yeah, we're going to be getting straight on ready for that. Excited to see who's going to be kicking things off with the Brute War. Have we come up with terminology for that? Brute War Army? Brute War set? Brute War tools?
Yeah? The Brood War?
The Brute War, yeah.
Well,
and who's coming in with the StarCraft 2?
Exactly. We'll see who is able to flex that, who's able to take advantage of that. We're here to find out, as game 1 is going to be on ley lines. We are jumping into our first series of the night. And again, we have some high expectations here for one of these players. The other player, he is here to make a name for himself. He's here to prove himself worthy to be a part of this group and to be in a series with this very player.
And okay, interesting. Alright then, here we are gonna be kicking things off for tonight's group stage, group number B, on ley lines. We're over here at the bottom left-hand corner map, spawning all the way in the bottom left. We of course have our blue Brood War Zerg player coming out for the land of Korea, currently teamless to my knowledge, but very, very active in the SE Evo scene. We have Rumeith. Or Rumeith.
And spawning in the right-hand corner, we have the red Protoss player from South Korea, the SE2 Protoss, representing Twisted Minds. It is a Classic.
Yeah, once again, it seems that a lot of our StarCraft 2 pros, I mean, you know, a lot of them, for obvious reasons, have the higher seed coming into this. Yeah, it seems like a lot of them are just a lot more confident in their StarCraft 2 ability and tend to pick it first. Or whenever they can.
I mean, for good reason, right? Like Classic mentioned before, he is going to be one of the heavy hitters to win the entire tournament. He has been actually investing quite an amount of time into SEVO as well, so it's been great to see Classic flex his Brutal Protoss. But as you were saying right now for Game 1, he is going to be relying upon his SE2 Protoss skills for the time being. And again, that is where he's going to be favored. For now, just going for a gate expand. Really, our eyes are going to be on Rumeith to see how he does answer the questions and the problem that is Classic.
Classic problem.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. What's that? Are you like, I'm none. You know, like I have peace.
Yeah.
God damn.
I have no problem here, yeah.
No. It's over.
That's it. I'm retiring. I'm gonna go live out in the mountains.
Gonna be one with the elements, man. One with the elements. And I mean, hey, Rumeith already kicking things off a little bit different here. That is a very fast Hydra.
Yeah, we didn't get to see too much of this last night. I mean, in fairness, we did cast mostly Shin last night as our only Zerg player, and he opted not to go for Hydras typically, but yeah, this feels like a lot more of a defensive setup here coming out from Rumeith. This has not been scouted by Classic, actually.
Yeah, again, he's rushing into the Hydra. He skips Ling speed as well, so very aggressive here by Rumeith. He's going for basically a Hydra rush. He's rushing into Hydras. Adepts have yet to confirm what's going on. Classic, he will threaten the Shade in towards the main base. Very important here that he does commit to the Shade and does get behind the mineral line. Looks like he does not. He is in the dark. He does not know what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, he scouts a Hydra, at the very least. And yeah, now he is able to piece a couple of things together. As we found out yesterday, Adept's actually not the best unit against Hydras over here, so yeah, Classic, he's gonna have to pivot to something else. Or, not the best unit against a Brute War Hydra, just to clarify, so Classic's gonna have to pivot to something a little bit differently here in order to defend against a rush.
Yeah, so far, I mean, he went for a Stargate opener. It's going to be Oracle first, moving out across the map. Back at home, he's got the safety shield battery, second pylon. He's looking relatively secure here. The question does become, you know, how many Hydras are going to move out across the map. For now, we do see a more defensive stance, building up that Hydra count over time. Rumeith is at least trying to keep up with the Oracles, trying to keep up with the Adepts.
Yeah, and that's definitely one way of doing it, right? Just, if you can't defend against an attack back home, then just be in the face of your opponent, keep them back in their territory.
As an upside, do shaded to the mineral line. Oracle dips in as well. 4 or 5 drone kills already. This is kind of stacking up here, and again, this is 5 drones for only 2 Adepts.
Yeah, and as a reminder, these are 5 drones that are, very difficult to remake when you don't have access to larva injects.
Exactly, that's now going to be 7 drone kills for 1. Oracle goes down. Nice catch there by Rumeith, and now he's moving out. Now he's sending everything across the map here, and this Hydra Force could get some damage done, but it is spotted by Classic. He does confirm here in the center of the map, and back at home he's getting ready.
Yeah, already a couple Stalkers being warped in. Charge is now on the way. It's not quite going to be here in time, but considering the shield battery and considering the sheer amount of warp-ins that Classic has, there's still a lot of potential for him.
Yeah, the boys are being pulled. Zealot goes down. There's still 4 Stalkers to defend against this. There's the overcharge. With help of the overcharge, the Hydras, they do not break through. They are being forced back.
Jeez, it's literally 4 Stalkers is all you need.
Yeah.
At least when you have access to battery overcharge.
Yeah, the overcharge does some of the Stalkers. The Hydras, they have to retreat from here. They did pick off 1 Stalker, but just the one. Just quickly checking here at the Unisol stab. It was, not even 1 Stalker. It was just Adepts and Zealots, and still 4 Hydras have gone down. Reinforcements have arrived. Rumeith, he wants to try to break back in, but once charge finishes, I mean, Classic can just completely shut this down.
Yeah, once charge finishes, we're going to see these Zealots do what they do best and just go zoom.
That is what they do, isn't it? That's all they do, really.
Right on top of everything.
True. So Charge about to finish up. We have Storm on the way as well. Rumeith, he does at least escape with most of his Hydras. He backs off. He's getting his third. He is attempting to saturate his bases, but what I will say is that Rumeith, he is down in the worker count, down in the economy. And against this kind of army that Classic's working on, I mean, that's when pure Hydra is not going to be good enough. That's why he will require lurkers.
Gonna take a little while though, as he doesn't quite have the lair yet. It's only about halfway done at this point. And Classic has really set himself up for a bit more of an aggressive unit composition. I mean, he was focused mostly on the defense earlier on, but Storm is about to finish up. Even if he didn't have Storm, a couple of Archons would be more than enough, with the support of all these Zealots to just charge into a Zerg army that doesn't have AoE.
Exactly, and Rumeith, he has to relinquish map control, he has to raise back home, he does have the high ground. This is the advantage of ley lines, we spoke about this before, but ley lines is a very defendable map, very difficult to try to break on 3 bases. Storm is going to be revealed here, there's 2 storms left, there's 1 storm left. Oh, another as well.
But all of these storms, yeah, they have been money storms. All of these Hydras could be standing in them pretty much. And now we have Archons, which are more than enough to clean up anything that remains. We have a sunken colony that Classic is being a little bit cautious with.
Yeah. I mean, he just securely kills the third. He gets 7 drone kills the third base. He contains Rumeith on 2 bases. Rumeith is massing up more Hydras, but oh god, yeah, there's nothing to really stop Classic from pushing in. He does collapse on the sunken colony.
Now we have a little bit of a choke point, but there's just way too much Protoss firepower. Breaking on through. GG is called, and Classic going to be taking game number 1.
Oh, GG. Classic looking solid here. Again, we did have a more aggressive Brood War build from Rumeith this time. Did go for a Hydra Rush, but as we saw, Classic, he was able to scout it quite nicely, and he responded. Well, he didn't like overreact or anything to the response either. I think you said it yourself, right? You're like, you know, he's just got a couple of stalkers, he's got a shield battery, he's fine. But what's important is that he did already have that warped in, right? Like, he was already setting up for that defense. He was able to realize what was happening ahead of time.
Yeah, he was already posturing in that direction, and sometimes that's all it takes. You don't need to defend, you just need to prepare to defend.
Yeah. There you go. He was prepared. He was prepared for that assault. And then in the aftermath, we saw that unfortunately the lair was late, right? Because that there was no lurker tech, no lurkers whatsoever, and you know, Ling Hydra can't really keep up with you know, the kind of momentum that something like a storm-based army has. There's no like roaches to try to mass up or anything like that. There's no banelings available either for the Brood or Zerg player, so he just had Lings and Hydras.
Yeah, no queens. I mean, queens aren't really the deciding factor typically in a Zerg defense. Sometimes they are, but not against a Protoss army like that.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't have spine crawlers. You have sunken colony. So I'm just trying to list everything. Every different unit or structure that I can think of. But regardless, we're going to be continuing our best of 3 series now on Whispers of Gold, where we're here in the top left-hand corner map, starting all the way in the top left. We, of course, have our blue StarCraft 2 Zerg player this time, coming down from the land of Korea. Very active in the scene, but currently teamless. We have Rumeith.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the red Protoss player representing Twisted Minds. It is Classic. Leading the series here.
Yeah, already showing us a very dominant performance with his StarCraft 2 Protoss, but now the tables have turned. He's going to have to do it with Brood War Protoss.
Exactly, the Brutal Protoss is coming into play. We do have a 2-gate opener here initially for Classic, so it is being quite safe early on. Probe Scout across the map from Classic as well does reveal that the hatchery has been taken at the more forward location.
Yeah, typically I'd expect this to be in preparation, to be used as a bit of a launch pad in preparation for a bit of an aggressive build, but which is something that Whispers of Gold does lend itself towards very, very well. But this is an unnatural natural as opposed to just an earlier third.
Yeah, exactly. It is the unnatural natural, as you did mention. And likewise, I'd echo what you're saying here. We have seen a lot of German taxis, a lot of 2-base Roach or Lins on this map. So really our eyes are going to be here on Rumeith when it comes to the timing of the Roach Warren, the timing of the gases, timing of the lair. We'll see where exactly he does spend his gas, and that could tell us how aggressive he does want to be. Oh, the Zealots!
Yeah, power walking.
They are. When they walk like that with purpose, they remind you of like what am I thinking of? But like, does it happen in Breaking Bad or in some of these other shows where like you've got like the in Malcolm in the Middle? Sure.
When Hal is walking with the
yes, exactly. Yeah. You understand. You got the group of neighborhood power walkers in the morning, you know? Yeah. That's exactly them. These poor zealots.
Yeah, they're keeping fit.
They are. And they're also gossiping about, what's happening in the world, in the neighborhood.
Like, did you hear about Sheila over in 7A?
Oh, God. It's amazing. I mean, hey, the game damage on the hatchery down to half HP.
Yeah, who'd have thought that, these power walkers, when they only can stab, unlike their younger counterparts who have slashes and punches. These guys only have one punch, but yeah, the hatchery down to just under half health at this point. We really do see the power, though, of these StarCraft 2 queens, the power of transfusion, keeping things alive for now.
I love how, in my mind, I'm like, was it Breaking Bad? You're like, no, the other one. Malcolm in the Middle. It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, same actor, right? Yeah, true.
The other one he did, yeah. Same universe, if you believe some of the fan theories. Pylon will get surrounded, and once Naratosis Pylon, everything will get shut down. Classic doesn't have any more production. Actually going to be losing another gateway here in the main. Unfortunately, these Zealots, they walk with purpose, but without the leg upgrades, they walk slowly.
Yeah, the legs are on the way. Meanwhile, big surround here on these 3 Zealots. Not bad by Rumeith. Does bust into the main. As you did mention, the Chester Pylon did go down, but the gateways are being repowered. The Zealots are holding their own. 3 Zealots go down, but the other 3 do keep up. They do force back the Lings. Lings, for the most part, are all being cleaned up here, but Rumeith, he is not done. We spoke earlier about the potential all-in potential on this map of Whispers Gold. Well, I mean, if you see what I see, Roach Ravager. Roach Ravager is actually moving out across the map already.
Fun fact about roaches, they are ranged units.
Cool.
They do not care about the choke point whatsoever. They're just gonna bile everything down. Classic. If he had all of those zealots earlier on, if he didn't lose those 4 zealots earlier, I would imagine he could be able to defend, so long as he's able to get a good surround, but it's kind of difficult when 1, you don't have too many zealots to work with, and 2, they don't have legs. Well, they do have legs, but they're weak legs.
Yeah, I mean, hey, in 7 seconds, Charge is going to finish, but the gateways are under fire. First gateway is going to be going down. The others are vulnerable as well. Shield batteries are finishing up, and we'll see if Classic can hold on. He does force back at least some of the Roach Ravager, but I don't know if he can really fight this head on. Again, Rumeith, he can kite back.
Yeah, I mean, the legs are helping him a little bit, get a little bit of a concave, but it is not going to be enough here. 1 Dragoon is now out, but it's got a lot of work to do. That's 4 Roaches and 4 Ravagers versus 1 Dragoon.
Oh, exactly. And the Cybercore can go down as well, which can deny Dragoon production. They're trying to focus on the gateway, actually. Instead, gateway still barely standing strong. 1 Ravager goes down, but there's still 3 left, and the wall falls.
A couple of backups being prepared in the main, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Rumeith just has so much momentum on his side. Files down just about every single probe. And Classic, you got to give it to him. He's hanging on with all he's got, but he's about to not have anything.
Yeah, he's down to the 1 Dragoon, the 1 Hero Dragoon left. The boys are being pulled as well into Ling Roach Ravager. We have a wall of gateways on the way. I mean, hey, that's a lot of money. That's 5 gateways in production. He just needs to spend his money somehow, some way. The balls connect. Oh my god, massive connections.
You know what? DTs. They can make all the difference over here. I don't see any detection here for Rumeith. This is the beginning of the comeback.
I don't hear no bell. Let's go. That's the TT model
30
sound.
probes went down, but you know what? This wasn't all in from Rumeith.
True.
Surprisingly, not that far ahead.
Yeah. 18.
I say that as he has like twice.
He does. He has more than twice.
Oh!
Oh, let's go! He's about to get in! Just for you! He's crazy!
Let's go! Darkon is now out, and let's see what I can do. Darkons, they don't have an attack, do they?
No, they don't. They're only spellcasters.
Yeah, they're purely a support unit.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're like the old High
So it
Templar.
immediately gets picked in the corner, and will get taken out too.
Oh, but you got to see it.
Oh, we got to see it, yeah. We didn't get to see mind control, but
No.
got to see the Darkon.
Yeah. Pretty sure you have to research mind control as well, but...
You do, but... GG's called, and Rumeith gonna be fighting back here, tying up our series 1-1.
GG, well played. We are going to the ace. Again, it was a much more aggressive start for Classic. Did go for a 2-gate opener, if you recall. Went 2-gate Zealots. And hey, he was doing a lot of damage on that hatchery. He did get down to half HP, but eventually was forced back. And then suddenly the defense of Rumeith turned into an offense. Committed to the Roach Ravager all-in, or the Link Flood into Roach Ravager all-in, and did overwhelm Classic. Did punish him for being overly aggressive. And with that, we get an ace match. We get game 3.
Yeah, I'm excited for this. Classic coming in here as the heavy favorite, but has shown that, well, he can bleed.
He can. He definitely can. So we'll see if he can recover here, as we're going to be loading into one of the SE Evo mod maps. We're going to be loading into Sylphid, the 3-player spawn map.
Oh, true. It's an OC.
Okay. OC?
OC. M. Original content map.
Okay.
That's what we'll go for.
Okay.
Original map, that's too long. But regardless, we're going to be coming in here for game number 3, our ace match, our final map of this particular series, to find out who is going to be advancing to that winner's round of the current group stage. Over here in the top hand corner of the map, over at the 12 o'clock position, the top position, we have our blue StarCraft 2 Protoss player coming out of the land of South Korea. He is, of course, going to be representing Twisted Minds. We have the Chin Toss himself. Everybody give it up for Classic.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the Brood War Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing himself, currently teamless. It is Rumeith from South Korea.
It's been a while since we've really been able to sink our teeth into a 3-player map. I mean, even last night we saw Sylphid, I think, once.
Yeah.
And then never again.
Nope. Yeah, just the one time. We do have Classic is scattered bottom right. Confirm there's nothing there. Now he's checking bottom left, and Classic is now fully aware of the build of choice of the spawn location of Rumeith. Meanwhile, Rumeith, he's relying on the Overlords. He's relying on the Overlords being sent as we speak. We'll eventually get eyes on the position of Classic eventually. But until then, we're settling in, and we should be seeing a much more standard start. Last time we saw Rumeith get into his Brood War ZvP build, it was a Hydra rush. This time, though, I would imagine he will take a different approach.
Yeah, considering that he's relying on the Overlords as a scout, he knows that it's going to take a while before he can really get eyes on what Classic spawn position is. I don't think he's necessarily one to risk going for yet another rush like this.
Yeah, we have confirmation. Ling's speed is on the way. That is something that he avoided when it came to his initial Hydra all-in.
You know what I just realized? Brute War. They're really into legs. You look at that upgrade. You look at that upgrade for Link Speed in StarCraft 2, it's a bunch of antenna.
True.
This one, it's a big, beefy leg.
I mean, here they know what they want. Okay,
Yeah,
what are they upgrading? They're upgrading the leg, the ankle. You know. The foot.
Yeah. Why do antennas make you go faster?
Exactly. What's going on?
What I want to know.
Yeah. Mate, the bipedal links.
Yeah. They're powerful.
They are.
I mean, even the sound effects, you know, it's got impact.
Huh?
Yeah.
It's got weight behind it, you know?
Yeah. Sounds like a punch is being thrown. Sounds like there's pressure and a punch.
They're built different.
Yeah, they're not just nibbling away.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going like nim 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 nim. No. They're going boom.
Oh my god. And really
and
nice.
especially when they have speed.
Yeah. They shut down the Adept. Very nice control here by Rumeith. He does almost get a surround here on the Adept. Got extra hits in. Moves out across the map and back at home. Classic is ready. Does have a pylon, second pylon. Adept shield batteries on the way. Secondary wall as well. He should be able to wall off. He should be able to be secure. But behind this, Rumeith is taking up. He does have plus on a melee on the way, so he's relying on a more link heavy composition, but is already working towards that lair.
Yeah, we'll see where he goes from here. I mean, another lurker-based build. I mean, that's not a terrible idea, especially on a map like Sylphid, which I imagine is gonna be a bit more of a macro map. We're gonna have a bit more of a mid-game come down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would imagine so as well. The Oracle is still active across the map. Did take some hits by the Spore, but alas does survive. Second Oracle does make it in as well. The third base is more exposed, and the drone does go down.
I just realized I never knew what the Brute War Spore looked like.
Ah. Yeah.
I mean, it's fitting. It's a spore colony as opposed to a spore crawler.
Yeah.
There are a bunch of them instead of just one.
Exactly. Exactly. There you go.
Yeah. It's a monstrosity.
The downside, of course, is that they are immobile. You cannot uproot them, you cannot move them around. They are going to be stationary defensive structures here for Rumeith. Meanwhile, you spoke about rushing into lurkers. There it is. Lurkers are being researched already. But before we can talk about the lurkers, Classic, he's got his own plans.
Yeah, that's Glaive about to finish up. About halfway done, I would say. Four gate Glaive, so not the most committed build in the world, but considering Rumeith doesn't quite have his defenses up yet, he is relying pretty much entirely on Lings for the time being. This can absolutely spell disaster. I mean, look at the supply difference, the army supply difference.
Oh, yeah, look at that supply, as it does not lie. We're trying to fully wall up with the Eva Chambers, with creep colonies as well, but an FSA bust on through regardless, and without creep colonies, I don't know how we can hold on. Sure, Lurker is research, but we don't need Lurkers right now. We need an army.
We need anything, yeah. We're not gonna win this with just one or two Lurkers. We're gonna win this by just having a whole bunch of army that, fortunately, Rumeith does not possess.
As they shade into the main, they shade into the natural. Hydras are going down, drones are going down as well. Everything is on fire here, and oh god, that's going to be a Spore Colony finishing up. The Spore Colony is not going to help whatsoever here against these Adepts as they wreak havoc with their glaives.
Spore Colony? Oh, right. Spore Crawler. Yeah, that's the anti-air. I mean, it's zoning away the Oracles, but unfortunately they're zoning away the Oracles into a position where they can clean up the rest of the drones. This is just... Oof, that felt like bullying towards the end there, but GG is called. Classic gonna be taking that series 2-1. Gonna be our first player in the winners match.
GG, well played. Classic, he does claim the series. Again, this is something that we have taken note of here, but early game defense can be quite brutal here from the side of a brutal Zerg, especially if you have very little time to respond and to react. As we were mentioning, it wasn't just that Classic did embrace Glaive Adepts, it was also the fact that his opponent was rushing into a lair and rushing into lurkers. So they were spending resources on tech, on an eventual greater army in the mid game when he really needed an army then and there early on to survive, to defend against the aggression of Classic.
Yeah, needed a whole lot. This is, funnily enough, this may be a scenario where a Hydra rush actually would have worked out for him.
It could have been better, definitely. Could have been. Yeah. Definitely could have
Hydras, a lot tankier in Brute War than they are in StarCraft 2. Well, at least against units that deal bonus to light. At least against units that deal bonus to light to the light tag. like Adepts. So
Yeah, they could have definitely potentially had a stronger defense there, but regardless, GG, well played. Classic does take the first series here, it does advance on to the winners match, but the question becomes who will face off against him as we are getting ready here for our next matchup here. It's going to be TVZ between Quanta and Wayne.